Hi and welcome, Radiant Souls. I'm Esther Boevee. I'm an alignment and energy coach. I help and support female entrepreneurs who experience stress or overwhelm. Or you already having a business which is up and running, successful, but you're not feeling happy, feeling something is just not right. You know and feel it should be better. For my clients, I do energy work together with coaching and training to get back in your alignment with yourself, setting your business in the same alignment, starting from the complete you, the relaxed you, the true you in you, choosing your energy, choosing your actions. So you feel more happier, you feel more yourself in an aligned business. In this podcast, we're interviewing amazing and wonderful female entrepreneurs who also went through this, and they're sharing their journeys, sharing their insights on inner harmony, innate true self, and working with the laws of the universe and how to use that in your life and business. Be sure to like us, follow us, download it, and please leave a review so we can share our amazing journeys to become our happiest self, the biggest smiles, and highest energy in your business. Let's go on this amazing journey. Hi, and welcome to this episode, Rediscover Your Inner Smile and Energy, Voices of Female Entrepreneurs. Today, I have a lovely guest. I just met her and we already connected and we're already talking. And I love to have her on my episode today. Hi, Georgianne.
Hello, Esther. So happy to be here and to meet you. And yes, we are definitely in alignment in a lot of areas. I love that.
Yeah, it was already in a flow. And that's so funny. We just met and it's already in a flow. So can you introduce yourself, Georgianne?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. My name is Georgianne McConnell, and I help coaches, business owners, and transformational leaders align with their purpose, up-level their business, and make a great living doing what they love while they're making a great impact onto the world.
And what kind of people are showing up in your businesses? Because you got, of course, different kinds of clients in there. But what kind of people do you see show up?
Yeah, great question. So like you, I help primarily women entrepreneurs. That's who I seem to attract, right? Also, as we spoke a few minutes ago, I'm very spiritual. So I'm helping the spiritual entrepreneurs or spiritual women who want to become entrepreneurs, but those are primarily who I help. I do also see a lot of energy healers like you.
Yeah.
I'm also a Reiki master, so I love the whole energy aspect of life here. So those are primarily who I attract into my business.
And what kind of journey do you see how they come in and how will they leave if you help them with one session or maybe multiple sessions or a program even? What do you
Yes.
see kind of transitions in your business happening?
Yeah, I love that. So as we talked about, I am a money person. I love talking about money. And not everybody does. So sorry if I cause a trigger for anybody out there or anxiety on that.
We will
But
only
money,
attract the right the right
yeah,
ones.
yeah, it's as I mentioned to Esther earlier, is I've been in the money business since my parents bought a grocery store back when I was 14. So I learned about business and I learned about money, and then I got into banking and then an investment advisor. So I've been in the money world my whole life. And so I love talking about money and the energy money. So my clients, quite often when they come to me, we talk about money and their feelings about that, their money blocks, right? And so we work through affirmations. I call them inner voice activations to
Yep.
help release the money blocks, right? So that they can allow the abundance that they deserve to come into their life.
And that's from birth already,
Mhm.
that we have that inner harmony and yeah, our true selves, which is
That's
of course so much more than we go through life. So that money is also an energy, like we discussed already, and we're of course so deserving, and we don't need to even deserve it. It's, yeah, already allowed to be where we are at in our lives at this
right,
moment, in
right,
that
right.
abundance.
Exactly. Well, and one of the pieces, if I can, one of the clients that I had just a few months ago might might give a better understanding of kind of, who I work with and how. And we know that, there is a window of opportunity that everybody has to get more clients and more money in their business. And it's really by changing the words that we say to ourselves, deep inside. Right.
Yeah.
That we quite often have that monkey mind that tells us you're not good enough. The people that, you talk to don't have any money, or whatever those negative thoughts that keep going around and around in our head. And so one of my clients, Angela, is a energy worker. And I met her at a fair, or vendor fair with that, and she was struggling as well with those thoughts that she's supposed to give away her spiritual gifts and not charge for them, right? And that you might see that too, Esther, right? That's a big
I
one
even
for
did that in the beginning because,
Mhm,
yeah, it's a gift and you share that gift. And
mhm.
I always felt, yeah, it's a gift, so I should give it as a gift. But I
Yeah.
recognize still, yeah, but there's energy which I give to enrich both our lives. So that's also allowed then in an energy of money or a
Mhm.
trade of services in there.
Right, right.
So step by
Yeah.
step, I'm learning that too. And I love how I attracted you in my life too, because I'm in another circle of releasing the old beliefs and the old habits and
Yeah.
the old thoughts about money
Good.
and feeling that abundance more and more and more. Doing that also with meditations and Joe Dispenza for sure. Also,
Oh, yes. I love Joe Dispenza.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And I love going into the unknown. And I got the field of completeness, and everything is in there. Every
Mhm.
possibility is in there, and you can take that back to into your life and be in the same energy. Yeah, being. It's almost difficult to explain.
Right,
He does it
right.
perfectly. How do you help to go from the old beliefs and the old states, the old energies? And there are a lot of beliefs out there about money, and
Right.
they call it the root of all evil, but it actually, of course, can do so much good in this world. How do you
Yeah.
assist women and the clients from one place to another place?
I love that. Yes, and exactly. It's, the quote, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit because I don't remember the entire Bible verse, but it's the quote is the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, that can be true, right? Depending on what the love of money is about, right? If you're trying to get money by being mean to people and sneaky and doing all that negative stuff, then yeah, it's not so good. But if you look at money as the tool that it is, that allows you to help more people, to give more things to, charity, or just to give more out into the world, right? You had mentioned a moment ago about sharing your gifts and being able to shift that mindset, right? the way I look at it is your gift that you're giving to us, partially, through this podcast for one, and then your course and your one-on-one program. That gift that you're giving to us, you want to be open and allow us to give you our gift, which is money. So it's that exchanging, right? And I kind of got off topic with that whole money quote, but what I help the women do when they're like Angela, who was struggling and had those monkey mind thoughts in her brain that she wasn't good enough, that there's not enough money in the world and she'll never be happy, and all those pieces, is I have them write the negative things in a journal, usually for about a week, right? Just keep track of it, write it all down, and then we work together to reframe them. And when we do that, we use words like I have, I create, I'm grateful for, I know, I am, right? All of those pieces. And then they reframe the thoughts, and then they keep saying them out loud to themselves. That's where I turn them into inner voice activations, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically an
The
affirmation,
unconscious.
but I like inner voice activations, right? Because we're switching that inner voice that never goes away, that's always there, as you said on one of your podcasts. I heard that. It's always there. So we just want to say the positive, purposeful, happy thoughts so that eventually we change our subconscious so that we no longer have those negative thoughts. Or if we have them, we're able to switch them very quickly.
Bit by bit, piece by piece.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that works too. I learned it from somebody named Ken, I guess. He's from Japan. And he's always shared, if you're spending money, just say thank you.
Hmm.
And I did that because that's also very easy. And I noticed, hey, I'm feeling more and more that money is my friend,
Yeah.
and that I'm allowed to spend it, and to spend it on myself or even my husband, or
Hmm.
on anybody around me.
Hmm.
And sometimes, of course, I forget it. But most of the times I think, oh no, I want to thank this money that it's here, and it's going to somebody else,
Right.
and they can be happy with that money again. So it flows, and the universe is always working with the laws and sharing that energy to you back again. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not a month, or maybe 3 years, but for sure it's the way to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just like the ocean, right? It ebbs and flows. So we know it will definitely come back tenfold or more, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You can
Yeah, I love
also
that.
put that in your journal. I love journaling, by the way.
Thank you.
Because then it's visible what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and that's we're made that way from also a long time ago, to think negative, because that's to keep us safe. But we can
Yeah.
now transition in a safer place to something we can be allowed to be, or we are actually it. And what is maybe one thing the listeners can do tomorrow or even today? I always love simple things they can do and already have some value from what we learned.
Absolutely. I have so many things. I'm so glad that you asked that question, because it's like, yes, I want to do this. So, like you had said, that other person who had suggested to say thank you to money. So I do the same, right? If I go to a store or a fast food place and they ask you to round up, right? I always round up. Whatever the charity is, whatever the money is used for, I just round up to the next dollar, because it makes me feel better, right? That I'm contributing a little bit more to that. But one of the simple, so you can do that, right? And like you said, and say thank you every time you use your credit card or every time you give cash, every time you write a check out, to pay bills. Just be grateful and say thank you to money that you're able to do that, right? You have a roof over your head. I heard you say that too on another podcast. But one of the other pieces that I like to do, which is very physical, is I encourage my client and anybody listening to take a dollar bill
Hmm.
and have that dollar bill in your purse or in your pocket and touch that dollar bill 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a day. And every time you touch that dollar bill, say to yourself, inside or out loud, I always have money. Now your monkey mind's gonna go, "But it's only a dollar." Yeah, or 5 or 10,
Yes.
whatever, right? But if you keep doing that and you truly are grateful that you have that dollar bill with you, give yourself a week and you will be amazed at how quickly your mind will shift to saying that you always have money. And that's, most of us will say, "Oh, I never have enough money," or "I don't have money to do that. I can't afford to do that." And we really want to shift that so that we're allowing the money to come into our existence and into our life. So that's one simple thing that people can do to really start that transformation, of that money block.
And how do they notice internally that it's changing? Is it that they see it in the dollar, or do they see it in the stores that they think, oh, I can really spend it? How do they notice that they're on their way of, yeah, stepping into the choice of,
Mhm.
I have abundance?
Yeah, that's a great question. And what I hear is that they feel more open, right? If they go to the store and they see a dress that they want to buy, right? That they don't have that immediate angst of, oh, can I afford it? Right?
Yeah.
They feel that sense of certainty that they can choose to pay, and buy that dress or not, right? It's completely their choice. If they get a higher electric bill, right? They don't have that dread that they can't afford it. It still may be a little more expensive than they wanted, but it's that inner peace that just is shifted to where they know that the abundance in the world is out there and it will come to them, and they just feel more at more at peace and able to make better choices, right? Instead of that negative
So they have more inner harmony about,
inner harmony. Yep.
yeah, and for the money, old beliefs and changing that,
Hmm.
and they're feeling more open.
Yes.
And of course, then the energy of the universe, or the laws of the universe, or God's energy, it doesn't matter what you call it, but what works for you and resonates for you. Then signs, of course, are going to show up. But how are they seeing signs, or are they seeing maybe things showing up? Or I have that too. Things show up and you think, where's it coming from? And we forget that we actually put that out as an energy. Of course, we're all energy and we shared that.
Hmm.
I will,
Yes.
for example, that's another, not about money. My cat died. Okay. And I wanted a new cat. So I was thinking, okay, where we're gonna get that cat, we're gonna find it, with what kind of cat are we going to get?
Hmm.
And in that weekend, 7 cats showed up on the street and in the weirdest place. And I think, okay, the energy is working. And of course, I've
Love
got
that.
loads of more examples of that.
Hmm. Yep.
But
Yep.
how your clients are seeing that showing up for them in their lives?
Yeah, great question. So I actually had a client just a couple of weeks ago that, after we had been working together with some of our one-on-one sessions, and we went through her inner voice activations. She did it for about 2 weeks, and she realized that during that time, she had received two new clients, for her energy work sessions. And so it's quite often that sign is new clients, or someone pays for your coffee so they can pay for your coffee, or you'll find money on the ground, right? I found a penny
The
the
we
other day, which is
Yeah, the
which is
weirdest
not a lot,
places.
but it's yeah, but it was a penny, and I was like, yay, and I thanked, it's like, thank you, universe, for the abundance. And yeah, so I think for me, a few of my clients have seen the new clients coming in for their services. One of my clients, we worked together and increased her pricing for her session, so we ended up doubling her her hourly rate or session rate, which is immediate more abundance, right? And she felt really good about doing that. But yeah, I think the signs are money shows up. You might get a unexpected check in the mail,
Yeah,
and
actually, an example in my mind also came up. I changed between, I also do normal work still. Of course, I want to transition to this completely, and it will come for sure.
yes.
But I've written it down. Okay, it will be ended friendly, and it's on good terms. And I want a bonus for 2,000 euros, about the same as US dollars.
Mhm.
And I didn't get 2,000, but I got 1,000 euro dollars. And that was because the whole company stopped. So I wanted to transition, but the whole company stopped. And I thought, wow, didn't see that coming. But they had some money left and they wanted to share that with us.
Nice.
So maybe you're not always getting the amount you are actually wanting, but you're getting what you're are needing, and of course
Mhm.
vibrating in the energies
Right.
there. So that's also so funny how things show up into our world.
Yes. Yes. And I was going to say that, quite often we don't recognize that they're showing up, right? Which is why I had a difficult time trying to connect what my clients experienced after our sessions. But it's when you're open and recognized and grateful for all of the items, the money, the new clients, the bonuses, the cat, right? When you're open to allow all of these new things into your life, sometimes we do need to, or it would benefit us to take some time and take a look at what has come into our life and recognize that, and write it down, or just spend a few minutes thinking about the benefits that have come into our lives in the last week, or the last 2 weeks, or whatever, that can be tied to the abundance of the universe.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be an extreme change,
Mhm.
because your exercise is pretty easy to do. You just put a dollar bill or $5 or $10 in your purse, and you just take now maybe 10 seconds a day to touch it
Yeah.
and say the sentence they can say, and they can do all their other, of course, beliefs in there changing and other. But one sentence should be enough to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another emotion. So they're actually going from resistance to
Mm,
what you already shared also in your story, openness. And what kind of emotions do you also seen show up in your clients? Of course, happiness and inner harmony you shared, but what kind of changes in emotions do you see coming through for them?
yeah. Yeah. You have great questions,
Thank you.
Esther. Thank you. They're
This is
great.
my normal state.
Nice. I love that.
I love to go
Well,
deeper than.
yeah, I love that. Well, and part of it, because we're both spiritual, we're both in alignment, right? That it's kind of the universe will say, "Here, let's talk about this now." So some of the other emotions that my clients do feel is, well, gratitude, right? For themselves. They feel more in alignment with who they are, what their business is, and how they present themselves out into the world. right? That's part of what you and I do, is help people to be who they are and not feel like they've got to be somebody else or try to say these words if it doesn't feel good. We want people to show their true authentic self. And
Yeah.
so that brings
Loving that. Yeah.
a high level of peace and love within, and then we attract the people that are you had said about the vibration. We attract the people that are in similar vibrations to us, so then we get to talk to people like you
Yeah.
who, right, that we're in alignment with a lot of the things that we believe and the people that we help and the life that we live, that we just attract more of the same energy, right?
Yeah, more of ourselves, more and more.
Mhm,
And I
mhm.
love that. I'm in the Netherlands, and where are you from? That we can do it from
I
so
know.
far away.
Yeah, and I'm actually in California, United States right now, but I live in Arizona. But yeah, just the fact that it's, the time change with us or the time zone difference, but the fact that we're like sitting right here
Yeah.
next to each other in our
Yeah.
pajamas if we wanted to be,
Oh,
just
yeah.
having a great conversation and about life and people and love and money and energy and business. Yep, I love it.
Yeah, how loving is that that we can share that in here across the world and just being with our listeners and
Mhm.
they can hear it too and join us in this journey.
That's
And of
right.
yeah.
Yeah, and if they want to hang out with us and put their
Yeah,
jammies on and get a cup of tea or a glass of wine or whatever, come on, right? We're
be
happy to have you
yourself.
in the conversation. That's right.
That's what I feel is also the most important. Be yourself, and if you can be more of yourself, you're more happy yourself. Why not? And I also know we shared that also before we started the podcast that all these stories from your clients actually started with you in your journey. Can you share a little bit more of your journey so they can connect in your journey?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to. So I had been one day I was driving home from my day job and the sun was shining and I was listening to my music, just having a great time heading home. And then when I got home, I pulled out my laptop and my budget files and my employee files. And then as I'm, sitting there on the floor at home, it hit me that work had followed me home, and I didn't like my job, right? I mean, I don't like to use the word hate, so I'm just going to use didn't like it, but it was a a job that paid my bills. I was a single mom at the time, in debt up to my eyebrows, and I was stuck. I had to keep working. I had to do this job. I didn't see a way out. I couldn't see the light at that end of the tunnel. And a few weeks after, I mean, I knew things had to change. I just couldn't stay, the way it was going. And a few weeks after that evening, I received an email inviting me to a conference. And I'm like you, I'm very in tune with energy and did it feel right? And this email felt good. So I attended the conference, and there was a gentleman on the stage talking about money, which I love, and talking about how to learn how money works, how to make more of it, and how to leverage it so that you can live a better life. Well, he was a financial advisor. And so as I was sitting there, my soul just said, yes, yes, this is, what I'm meant to do. And I then remembered, kind of triggered my love for being an entrepreneur back from when my parents had a grocery store when I was 14. And I jumped on the chance to become a financial advisor. I signed up for their courses. I took all the licenses, classes, and all of that I needed to do. And it did take me a few years to build my, financial advising clientele, which were primarily women. But then I was able to leave my day job. Then I was in control of my life, my business, and I got to help more people to live the life that they wanted to live, right? And, I was a financial advisor for about 12 years and then transitioned into business coaching, right? And being able to talk more about money and money blocks and money mindset and how to price your products and services, but really, like you, Esther, help women, business owners or entrepreneurs
Yeah.
have the business that they want, live the life that they want with all of the money that they desire and that they deserve, all the abundance that's out there in the world.
I really love where you are and that you're sharing your heart with this world. I know you all also got something great to share as a gift to our listeners. What would you
I
love to share with them today so they can even more, get value from listening to this?
I love that. Yes, I do. On my website, I do have a workbook that's titled Unlocking Prosperity. And what it does is it helps overcome scarcity beliefs through empowerment and abundance. And so I would be honored to have share that free gift with your audience.
Yeah, and don't worry, the link is going to be in the show notes. So if you scroll down here, you can get that for sure. And also the social media and the websites of
Mhm.
Georgianne will be there for sure. And what is one thing you want to share today with our listeners so they can move straight forward with their hearts?
Okay, just one thing. Okay. So visualize, if you will, a circle, right? And if we think about putting on the circle on the very top, the more people I help, then we go down, the more money I make. The more money I make, the more people I help.
Oh, wow, love that.
I love that
Yeah.
because quite often, as you know, a lot of us can get hung up on the money. So it's really about the more people I help. We're all here about transforming lives and helping people. So that's kind of a good visual that I like to leave people with.
Yeah, love. I'm gonna do those both exercises. I'm gonna put a dollar bill in my
Nice.
wallet, and I will draw that circle out with the sentences in it and stick it somewhere in my office so I can see it when I'm in
Yes.
here, or even put it also in my wallet because then I can see it with the bill together. Oh, that would
Yes.
be
Yep.
lovely.
I love that. Yep.
So thank you for being in here and sharing that with us about the energy of money. And yeah, we're going to see you for sure on social media. People can look you up and they can look me up. And yeah, we'll see our listeners and in the next episode. Thank you
Okay.
for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in and sharing this space with us. We went on a journey with our hearts and inner beings, and we have taken it together. As we wrap up today's conversation, I want to give you a gift from my heart. As we carry the energy of our time together into the rest of your day, your week, and your life. If you felt a spark, a gentle stirring in your soul, or a whisper of joy in our time together, I would love to invite you to join me in a practice that's close to my heart. It's called Set Your Day in a High Vibration. It's a gentle but powerful way to start your day aligned, centered, and in harmony with your true self. These practices are also a beacon of light in my own life, guiding me back to myself, the essence of who I am, beyond roles, hustles, and expectations of others. It's a free gift I'm offering to you, one of gratitude for joining me in this sacred space. You can find the link in the show notes. It's my hope that it brings you peace, clarity, and the spark of joy that it brings me every day. Until we meet again in the next episode, keep radiating your beautiful life, sending you waves of love and light, the highest vibrations for your journey ahead.